Welcome back to the channel, folks. Today is a little bit of a sad day for me. Shit. I am getting over a bit of a cold. I'm in a bit of a state of mourning because this is the last day of the festival. And not only is it the last day of the 2026 Sundance Film Festival, it's also the last day that the Sundance Film Festival will ever be in Park City, Utah. And for me, as a Utah local and resident, that makes me very sad. This is the last year that I'll ever be able to just pull up my Sundance Film Festival app and click join waitlist and see if I get a good number for a movie 2 hours before a screening. And if I get a good enough waitlist number, I can just drive up to Park City, park, get to a movie, and go see one. And that's a luxury that I know I'm very fortunate to have had for the last 10, 15 years of my life that I've been doing this and going up to Sundance. And so, yeah, I just don't want to give that up. I don't know any other way than to just bring you along with me and have you experience the festival through my eyes, talk a little bit about my experience with it, and kind of the future of the festival. So, if that sounds interesting to you, then stay on the video. So,
yo. Could I get a cold beverage? I need some leverage. A sweaty outside, some lemonade will be iced up a spice from the top.
All right, so this is Sundance, folks. This is the beautiful blue sky, almost hot out weather that we have going on right now. I used to work at this theater, the Holiday Theater, but we're trying to catch something at the Ray this time. So we're gonna try to see Gail Daughtry and the Celebrity Sex Tape at the Ray Theater at 2:30. This is the local only screening. It's not a bad line. Here we go. Let's see if we get in. A local screening, so you had to have a Utah ID to get in, which meant that it was also free. That movie was an actual riot. It was so funny. It was just wall-to-wall jokes, very reminiscent of like a Zucker Brothers Airplane style kind of movie. Maybe a little less farcical than that, but very random, and yeah, absolute blast. But it was fun because I got to see some of my old friends, some of my old volunteer friends. Brianna, I hadn't seen her in 10 years. We used to grind out the films together when we volunteered here together. So we got to reminisce a little bit, and she kind of gave me a hookup with some swag. We got ourselves some Sundance bags, got some stickers, got some beer, got some free food meal tickets. The Sundance experience is going to continue today. We're going to see if we can catch another flick. See you guys on Main Street. This is Main Street, not very busy today, but hey, you know, oh yeah, this is crazy. This is the very last year of Sundance, and the Egyptian Theater, Brianna told me this, they're not doing any screenings at the Egyptian. They couldn't come up with an agreement that worked for the new owner of the Egyptian. And I'm like, guys, this is the last Sundance Film Festival in Park City, and you're not going to screen anything at the Egyptian? That's wild. That's like the most iconic, classic theater from this festival. So anyway, it's crazy to think about all the businesses up here that might not be able to see the same economical boost and huge earnings during this period. I gotta see one more film, and Shitheads is looking like a fun one. So I got a decent wait list number, so we'll see what happens. And look at me here. I'm just kicking my feet around, and then some girl walks up to me and says, yo, I got an extra ticket. You want to buy it? I'm like, hell yeah, I want to buy it. So I buy it. Boom. In line for the ticket holders. I'm getting in now, suckers. Well, that was it. That was my very last movie at Sundance Film Festival in Park City, Utah. The Shitheads. I liked it. I thought it was good. It wasn't my favorite. There were some things that I didn't love about it, but it was a wild ride. Dave Franco, O'Shea Jackson Jr. had great chemistry. Definitely not a predictable movie. It was kind of like a A24 version of Pineapple Express, just like more intense, more visceral. Yeah, this is the last time I'll be walking out of a movie here, and yeah, kind of sad, but it's not even that cold out here. That's what's wild. Goodbye, Sundance. I always remembered Sundance Film Festival feeling like this badge of honor to me. like Utah's back door to Hollywood. And maybe for myself, it felt like a pathway to Hollywood, or maybe a way I could kind of rub shoulders with people in the industry. So as soon as I turned 21, I volunteered for the festival, and then I spent 2 years volunteering. And what happened instead was this growth in my love and passion for film. I mean, my appreciation for the perseverance and hard work of independent filmmaking and unique, fresh voices, it ultimately became my biggest and greatest passion. It just grew even more and more and more. And I found myself instead rubbing up with shoulders with like-minded individuals to myself who also had just as big of a passion for film, and inspired my expanded interest in even seeking out new types of films outside of my comfort zone, which you could argue really led to my interest in Criterion Collection, which is a big part of my channel today. And as a volunteer at Sundance, I honestly had one of the best gigs you could get. I mean, it felt archaic at the time. I'm kind of surprised it was even a position. But I would tally up the votes from the audience that ultimately determined the winners at the fest. As quickly as I can get through my work, I was done with my work. So most of the time, my shifts were 2 hours or less, and then I could just get out there and go see films. My final year volunteering, I was able to see 22 films in the 10 days that I was working at the festival. And honestly, guys, if you can volunteer at a film festival, whether it be Sundance or other film festivals, I'm not sure if the perks are as good at other film festivals, but at Sundance, you can get into any movie free. You know, they set aside a certain amount of volunteer tickets for each screening. You just got to get there early enough for them. It's like anything at the Eccles, the biggest premieres, there's oftentimes 60 to 100 volunteer tickets, so you can totally get in. And then you get to the best Q&As. It was a dream for me. You know, I was literally eating, drinking, and breathing film. Planning for 2 weeks off every year just became something that I couldn't make work every year, and then eventually I just kind of became an average, regular patron of the fest. However, at least I kind of knew the tricks and trades and which films I had a shot at actually getting into via the wait list. I also knew the best parking spots, the bus routes, and just a general understanding of how the fest worked, which really allowed me to maximize my experience and my friends' experiences that came along with me as they would come to the fest. So yeah, years go by, and eventually 2020 comes around, and the pandemic hits, and the fest really never got to the same place again. I mean, 2021 and 22 were all digital years, and when the fest returned in 23, it was just a partial in-person and partial digital year. So this meant far less venues and far less in-person attendance. Each year, 24 and 25 started inching closer and closer to getting back to its former self, until it was announced that 2026 would be its final year in Utah. Robert Redford was a key founder of the Sundance Institute and Sundance Film Festival, and he created the fest for a multitude of reasons, but one of which was for a sense of place, to create a sense of home, to have a sense of community. And with him passing, this is Sundance's swan song in Park City. My sense of home, sense of community is leaving. And so for entirely selfish reasons, I am very sad that Sundance is moving. On the other hand, I'm grateful for what it gave me during its time here in Utah, and the influence it had on me as a filmmaker, enthusiast, and lover of movies. So cheers to the last glass at Flanagan's, as if the bar isn't gonna stick around after Sundance. But hey, cheers anyway. Anyway, I love you guys. Thanks for watching. If you have been to Sundance this year, what are some of the favorite movies you saw? There were like 3 films with Charlie XCX in it. I feel like I've never seen her in a film before, and then suddenly this year she has 3 films at Sundance. So it's pretty wild. I don't know why I'm bringing that up. I'm not like some big Charlie XCX fan, but I will say that 360 song, I cannot get out of my head. and I do quite enjoy it. So, but if you've seen the new film, The Moment, I think it just came out in theaters too. It premiered at Sundance like 2 weeks ago, and it's already in theaters. But let me know if that's any good. But all right, love you guys. You're the best. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, subscribing, and follow me on Letterboxd. I'll let you guys know my thoughts on the films that I see here. There.